And now, a few words from Miss Pennington.
Well, thank y'all so much. What a night this has been, and that coming full circle in my life with this very humbling honor is a very real thing in my family. I did get that text that I covet earlier tonight from my dad saying, "I'm proud of you." You know, Mike, you said just a few minutes, you said the flashback. Think for just a moment about the flash forward of those students from kindergarten to 12th grade who were just up here. In 12 years, that kindergartner will be graduating like Angela is from high school, and that 12th grader will be at Edward Jones at 30 years old, and maybe they've had 3 different jobs in that time. And the words that I've heard these young people express tonight, ethics, passion, financial literacy, free enterprise, trades, finding a job that I feel fulfilled at, teamwork and collaboration. J.A., I just want to thank you and every volunteer for pouring into these young people, because as fast as the world is moving, as technology is moving, we have no idea the world that they're going to be leading in. But if they have these foundational concepts of all those words that they're learning about, not in the abstract, but in the reality in their lives, we're going to be in good hands in the future. So I'll go back to my parents. My father has been a great influence on me, and my mother has as well. They were both senior leaders in their organizations, as I explained in that video, and the example that they set has always stayed with me, like the examples that you as parents and volunteers and we as community builders are setting for these young people. My parents were out there doing big things every day. My father led with empathy and with curiosity and learning. My mother led with resolve and courage. And I like to think that those things show up in my leadership philosophy today. So for the young people that are here tonight, that are around the rooms, that are backstage, I just commend you for the poise, the confidence, the resolve that you brought to this experience that you've humbled us with tonight. You have met someone in this experience, or will meet someone who's influenced you and who inspires you in the ways that you've been inspired by your parents or here at JA. And that statistic, that JA alumni studies have shown that 41% of JA alumni credit the junior achievement volunteer that they worked with for influencing their career choices. So whether we know it or not, they're watching us and we're making a difference. Those statistics really tell a story. They tell me that there are important connections to be made through this organization, meaningful connections that have a powerful and lasting impact. Inspiration is happening here, and that's a remarkable thing. So for just a couple of minutes, I want to share just a couple of things that I've learned in my nearly 40-year career. I hope that there's a little inspirational nugget or two there. And while I'm addressing the students and the young people in the room, the advice I'm going to share continues to inform me in the way that I lead every day. First and foremost, I want to ask you to say yes to opportunities, especially those opportunities that terrify you. I think we've all found in our lives that the things that we learn the most from, the things that have the most meaningful impact on our lives, are when we take a chance on ourselves. We lean into a place of opportunity where we learn something. It's a place that we find out that we don't have the bounds or the limits that we might have set for ourselves. It might seem like that's an easy thing for me to say now, after all of these years. But I will tell you that I try to put myself in a position like that every day where I'm getting comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Rarely does a day go by when I'm not at least a little bit terrified of doing something. I just came from a CEO conference on AI out in California, and I will tell you, I'm terrified of how much I need to learn. But I know with these young people around that we've got such great opportunity with all of the new technologies in front of us. I know that each time I do something that puts me in that place of being uncomfortable, I get more comfortable in that place, and I'm growing my unique gifts and skills. I also recognize that the learning journey associated with being in that situation is going to be worth it. I know I'm going to come out on the other side of that experience knowing more, having more confidence, and bearing a new perspective that informs what I'm going to do going forward. So to put that concept simply, I've said it before, but it is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And if we can learn to do that, we're going to be amazed at the doors that it opens for us. I also want to encourage you to be bold. Be you. Be you for you. Bring your full self to everything that you do. There have been times in my own life and my own career when I wasn't as bold as my instincts told me to be, and times when I didn't always raise my hand for opportunities because I didn't think I was 100% qualified for them. But over time, I've learned I can deliver more value for our firm, for our colleagues in our community, and to those we serve when I'm my full self and I bring all that I am to the picture. I've learned to trust in being myself and my own capabilities. At this conference where I was standing with a young woman. I bet she was, 30 years old or so. And she said something about the way I was showing up. And she said, I thought about how I wanted to show up today, and I didn't know if I should stand out or not. I said, well, what's the other option? To blend in? Stand out. Be you for you and make the difference that only you can make. That mindset has played a really important role in my career, and I freely admit that when I joined Edward Jones as a financial advisor in Livonia, Michigan, almost 25 years ago, the notion of someday being in this role, having this opportunity, being with you here tonight, did not cross my mind. Establishing my practice and serving my clients as well as possible was the only thing that I was about, as well as trying to be a wife and a mother. But because I learned along the way to be bold, to raise my hand for bigger challenges, I laid the groundwork for the success. And I also have to say that I'm part of an organization that pours into the people that are in our organization. And I've been poured into. You as leaders pour into the people that work alongside you. And I would ask every student in the room, as you look for the place to apply your gifts and skills, find those places where people are pouring into you. Last year I was in Washington, D.C. for some meetings, and during my free time, I found myself in the Renwick Museum. It's a small museum in D.C., and there was this huge pink neon sign that said in bright letters, "This present moment used to be the unimaginable future." That quote is from Stuart Brand. He wrote that in 1999, and it's a bit of a mind twister. Let me say it again. This present moment used to be the unimaginable future. I know that's something that I can say about my own life. When I started working at Edward Jones, my future as managing partner was certainly unimaginable for me. And as you sit here tonight, I want to ask you to ask yourself, what is your unimaginable future? If you could shout one thing into the universe and have it be manifested, what would it be? So as we leave here together tonight, my request of you is this. Think about that unimaginable future for every single one of us, and especially for these young people, and go after it. Write that future, the future that you want for your life, and I hope the future that you want for this world. Work hard. Stay focused on getting better all the time. Lean into your support networks because there are so many people around you who are pouring into you and love you. Show up for yourself and for your dreams. Never disqualify yourself, and reach for your unimaginable future. Thank you so much for such an honor. Appreciate you.